They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense.
King Harold, King's Roulette, King's Club. Angel's in rare form tonight. He's trying to get this session out. He's cracking me up. He just returned from the casino, and I stayed here at work, and he went on his own unescorted, which was very dangerous when you put him out there without supervision. But every now and then you got to take a chance, and tonight he proved his mettle quite nicely. As he improved our our cumulative bankroll quite well tonight. It was nice to have, and did it without me even being there, which is proving that he's perfectly prepared. Once I go see God, he can be fine just right here on his own. So we got Eric's numbers out there. We're going to begin this session. Now, some distinctions that we're going to make. We did have a solid profit last session of $554 just from a $2,000 exposure. That doesn't change the fact that we had a buy-in of $5,044 available. We have improved that buy-in by $554 to making the buy-in now $5,598. We have $2,000 available to finish off the entire 15% requirement of today. These are 2 sessions now. This is session number 2 of the same day. We were trying to make $756 on the day. So we're $202 short of getting to the $756, which would be 15% of $5,044. But we did add the $554 to it, but we sequestered it aside to stick in the bankroll at home, because that's now not available to us. That is actually bankroll money, won from a session. So we have our $2,000 exposed from our original $5,044. We have an additional $202 to make. Now, for all you accountants out there, all that jibber that I was just doing this makes perfect sense. And for the rest of you, I'm quite certain it doesn't matter at all. So anyway, we are trying to make $202 in this session from a $2,000 exposure.
And we're playing Eric's numbers.
And we're playing Eric's numbers. Yes, we are. And we're still playing the 0 and the double 0 because we haven't decided to do anything with that because, first off, it doesn't matter. You can put them wherever you want. We might want to experiment with it sometime, but we're getting ready to move on from there. Tonight, there was the anomaly that can happen. And Angel called me from the casino, and he said, so we know when we're playing Eric's numbers or my numbers, as he said, the Angel's numbers, it's dependent on 0 and double 0 hitting it with at least some regularity. Okay, well, the anomaly tonight was, for whatever reason, and I'm, again, suspicious that there are eyes watching and there's controls being out there. And the Angel's covering 0, double 0 all the time, and they know us there. And suddenly, it didn't hit, and it didn't hit, and it didn't hit. And Angel began to track it, and you got to how many?
56.
He got to 56 straight spins with no 0 or double 0. Now, we know under normal conditions, which you really have it rarely, under normal conditions, you're going to have a 0 and a double 0 come up 2 times every 38 spins. Okay, so let's say it doesn't. Well, you're going to have it come up 1 time every 38 spins, but okay, let's say it doesn't. Well, 40, 42, 45. After 50 spins, is a 0, double 0 going to come up even 1 time? Well, tonight, the answer to that question is no. It did not. And so, as the hole is getting dug, because you're not winning 2 to every 1 you lose on your splits, and the bets are escalating, and Angel is seeing that he's kidding right next to that time that even if he wins, he's going to lose. Because it's going to be a $40 bet on 0. He's going to hit, hip, hip, hooray, uh-oh, handheld pay, $400 goes to the tax man. And so what he did was he incrementally made a command decision and he tossed all the split bets out. And he started playing $1 on the zero, $1 on the double zero, positive progression after every spin. And then, with very little invested, at what spin?
It was 32. I was
At 32. He was 3 spins short of hitting the 35 threshold. At the 32nd spin, he hit the 35-1 bet and recovered his bankroll. Now, what we did then was we said, okay, we've stared into the abyss unblinking, and we've gotten it done, and you have survived to fight another day. So we scrapped Eric's numbers, we scrapped Angel's numbers, and we went to a game that we're going to talk to you about. We went to a game called Fibandel. And Fibandel is coming to you soon, coming to a theater near you, and you're going to like it. You're going to like it a lot. So I had tested out Fibandel for about the last 3 days. I was very happy with the test results, but I didn't want to go put money on it. But tonight, in the desperation and recognizing the achievements of the angel, staring into the abyss unblinking, modifying his play, surviving and having his entire buy-in intact, despite the tattered uniform and the wounds he was bearing.
Almost intact. I was still down 300.
He was down 300. That's close enough to being intact. Okay. So you took, how much did you take for buy-in tonight?
It was 3,000.
Took 3,000. He took 3,000 tonight, so he had about $2,700. So that's more than ample money to do anything. So we talked about Fibandel. He knew what I'd been working on. And we went over it back and forth, and he went and played Fibandel. And what happened, Angel?
Made $700.
He made $700 out of $2,700. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't want him to do that, but this is actually off of a $3,000 buy-in. It was actually off for having his butt handed to him for about an hour. And so I thought he needed the reward, and and also I wanted Fibandel tested thoroughly. So you could say this was more of an experiment. So anyway, the Fibandel flourished. He was never in any trouble. Matter of fact, he did as Angel is wont to do. He tampered with success. He's killing it. So what does he do? Well, when Angel says if something's working great, break it and try to make it better. And so he broke Fibandel and tried some other things, and sure enough, he succeeded with that too. So you got to give him high fives. He got it done. He ended up making $700. He comes back in here with $3,700. And
more importantly, we're never involved with the tax man.
More importantly, never involved with the tax man, and you never will be at Fibandel. You can play it on the analog wheel. You can play it on the iBlock. You can play it wherever you want. And you're never going to be involved with the tax man because you're not trying to hit a 35-1, please God, bail me out. The guys that are playing this system often will find themselves talking to God for all the wrong reasons. As that, what that guy Jelly Roll said, I only talk to God when I need a favor. Yeah, well, don't talk to God only when you need a favor.
You talk to God a lot on this one.
Yeah, Angel was talking to God a lot. Talk to God when you're feeling good. Tell him I'm feeling good, and I appreciate it. Casual conversations with God. It doesn't have to always be so fervent and religious. He knows every secret you've got. He knows where the skeletons are in your closets. So just go ahead and reveal them. Confess to it. $170, there we go. You're going to learn some lessons in this particular session. When you have played a session and you were positive $554, you're $202 short of 15% against a $5,044 buy-in, and you're only exposing $2,000, play on, brother, play on. You're doing it the right way. There's $3,044 in the angel's pocket during this session. He's not going to reach in. He says you're going to do it with 2,000 or you're not going to do it, King. Well, I like the challenge. We're going to try. 1% profit is good. 2% is better. 3% is even better. 15% is top. Don't you go for 16, no matter what the angel did tonight. Don't you do it. Take your 15 and go. Tomorrow's another day. Now, if you want to, first time I've ever said this, but I got to say it because we're doing it too. If you make 15% and you go to lunch, freshen yourself up. Put that 15% aside for your bankroll at home. You still got your original buy-in. Go back in, start another session. Because your 15% is safe, you're exposing a new buy-in that you still have. And you're going for another 15%. And guess what? If you get a little tired and you're up 5%, quit. Go home, freshen up, take a nap, say hello to your family. You don't have to make the 15%. You can make 15% one time and you can make 5% the next. It's a great life. It is living well and prospering. That's what I'm talking about doing. You find yourself in a grind, you got to fight it out. You got to fight it out. You got to fight it out. If you get back up, nose about above the water again, reach up to the lifeboat, jump in, go home. You've made your money, even if it's a couple of dollars. You made your 15% in the first session and you made your money. That's a little bit of something called foreshadowing. So now you got an idea of what is ahead of you as we play Eric's numbers. Angel's getting a big kick out of me.
Foreshadowing.
That is foreshadowing. We have removed Angel's straitjacket and we've hung it in the closet. It's still around in case we need it because he can go high and right in a hurry.
I tried to tonight.
Eric's numbers are out there and we're playing them, trying to stay alive until we can hit those goose eggs. Because we have not decided to change to 2 other splits. We want to have jackpot numbers. That was the way it was designed by Eric A. So we want to be faithful to what he put out to those because it's been very valuable to us. We appreciate it. But Fib and Dell is coming. Fib and Dell, Fibonacci, and D'Alembert. Man, they just dance around the roulette wheel together. They come from different generations, they come from different countries, but they've had a lasting effect in what we build here. Other people talk about it, but they don't know how to fully utilize it. They stick at the Fibonacci out there and they just run it on out. And, oh, well, Fibonacci ran me broke. No, we're not doing that in the kingdom. Well, D'Alembert was too slow. Okay, well, we're not going to do that either. We're going to fully describe to you the right increments for D'Alembert. There's a correct thing. We haven't even been doing the D'Alembert correctly. We've been doing the D'Alembert very conservatively. There's a way that you can do it better.
We've been doing all kinds of things trying to survive this mess.
That's right. But you don't. You've seen the Fibonacci thing where we cut it off and said we're not going to go down the rabbit hole all the way looking for Alice in Wonderland.
Because we've done that.
Everybody's done that, and it is truly the road to hell paved with good intentions. We're not going to do it. Matter of fact, we're going to modify Fibonacci for you coming forward in a way that you're going to go, oh, yeah, man, now that feels good. We got a Fibonacci modification coming for you that you're going to be happy with. We got a D'Alembert modification that changes the increments that just energizes it. We're going to show you that too. And we're going to show you Fib and Dell and how they all come together in one particular game with that wheel spinning around and they don't have a doggone thing to do with zeros and double zeros.
We're going back to random.
And going back to random. We're going back to intersections. It's as random as it can be. Oh my goodness, the numbers are just like tumbling around the table like jigsaw puzzle pieces. And every now and then, two of them line up like a perfect piece of art. And that's when the intersection happens and the big cha-ching, cha-ching goes on. And the kingdom, what do? You live well and prosper. Yes, you do.
I'm going back to not having to watch the wheel.
When you don't watch the wheel, you don't care. What number came up? I don't know. They just put the marker down, so that must be it. But you don't watch it go, oh my God, it almost got in 0. It went in 28. Oh, please stop. We don't care about near misses of anything. We're going to be playing Fibonacci and D'Alembert at the same time, coming at different angles and intersections everywhere. There is no Don Quixote jousting a windmill. No, we don't have that kind of stuff. But we do have the kingdom sitting high on a white horse. We look good on a white horse. Oh, man. Nothing like being a hero.
Oh, they're going to like it in Europe, too.
Yeah, bringing some money home to your spouse. Man, show her how you're building your bankroll. Make your profit today and take a little bit from your profit and go out to dinner. Live well and prosper. Live your life. You're different from everybody else. You have an intellectual property that nobody else has. And you're going to leverage that intellectual property as often as you want. Boy, the angel tonight, he was the smartest guy in Shelbyville, Indiana. Now, ordinarily, you wouldn't say that's a big a deal because it's mostly meth labs and backwoods. But inside that casino, there's a bunch of people from Indianapolis, and they all think they're the smartest people on earth, and they're not. The guy who's over there hunched over the machine, looking not so obvious, is the smartest one in the room. And he was. He cut back to the zeros. He played only the zeros until he got his money. Then he called, and we collaborated. And we said, today is a good day. Not just to stick your toe in the water. I said, step off the end of the pier and drop right down into the deep waters of Fibandel. And boy, did he ever. And he called me and said, this is like cruise control. All we're doing is just intersection after intersection after intersection. He says, it's going so good. You know what I'm going to do? I said, yeah, I know. You're going to break it and do something different. And he did. And it didn't change a damn thing because you know what? It's random. It's just random. He didn't change the randomness. He just changed the application of the randomness. And we're going to talk to you about all of that in Fibandel, all the ways that you can do it, because you can turn it upside down and it's still going to do the same thing. So you'll have a lot of flexibility, you'll have a lot of flavor, you'll have a lot of ways to enjoy it as you're playing it. So what in the world am I betting now? It looks like big bets are out there. So alrighty, we're in trouble. The first thing you can tell me you're in trouble is you got a $25 bet out there on 12 places. You know exactly how much money that is. It's $300 exposed. You got $300 exposed and you're staring at going to 30. Oh boy.
And the Angel's not loving it.
No, Angel's not. Nobody's loving this. You got way too much money exposed. You're about to burn all of the profit you've made today because you've had a long run of bad numbers and you've had no zeros and double zeros, and there you get a $425 win. Okay, that's nice, and that helps. I'm very, very happy to have it. But
Gotta win a bunch.
you can't just have one. These wins are half wins. Got to go, man. Got to go. We got to have them. Because the other thing is you can't just go on up. The $35 bet, which is we're facing it right now. We're at 20. The $35 bet's the one that the tax man shows up on. You almost want to change the thing up and go to 4 or 5 different single numbers. And I mean, you're ready to call Omaha, Peyton Manning. What we're doing is not working. We need an audible.
And that's when I called it.
And that's when he called it tonight. Yeah. $340 win, it helps, but still big wins. What we got out there now? 15. Trying to fight our way back. doesn't seem like you're staring at bust, but when you start adding up all these bets, how many more of them you got ahead of you, how many losses can you take in a row? From right here, 4 will end your night. And 4 are always possible. You got to be able to look ahead. Started with $2,000. We don't have $2,000 anymore. We've been below the waterline this entire session. It has been a bloodletting. Adding money now. Back to the 20. We're going back up to $20. Fighting our way. All the faith in the world in Eric's numbers. There's nothing wrong with the numbers. Something wrong with the wheel. The wheel is random, but we're staying on these static numbers, like waiting in the duck blind, and ordinarily it does work out because they're strategically positioned. It's not like It's not like whole probable. It's like, okay, we have an expectation. $340 win. Again, it helps, but you've got to double these wins up. You got to triple these wins up when you're already behind. And now, don't know what the king's doing, but he's moving now. Look at that. You didn't know an old man could move that fast. Got it done. Got it done. Now hope that the wheel does its work. We got $15 out there. $180 total. $525 win, and we're looking at maybe flipping the script here, seeing can we reboot, can the king catch up? We've got 24 seconds. I don't have any bets down. Can you just start at the zeros, please, and then put Humpty Dumpty on the 1-2? You don't need to look at that to do that. Come on. Okay, he's lost again. Do you see what he just did? Look at that. What an imbecile. I don't even know what number it's actually some kind of a weird looking corner. I got the 5 bet twice right there. I got a 5-8 bet, and then I got a weird corner 1, 2, 4, 5 bet. I mean, you'd think I was on the roulette master playing something this stupid. But sometimes accidents happen. And sometimes God smiles on the fool. They say he takes care of fools and drunks. Might be the case. There's a winner. Now, correct the mistake, please.
I think that's me correcting.
I don't know who it is out there who told me that, to drag him with my finger, but I'm not that good at it, but I'm getting better. And it sure was a big assistance. And now scrambling around, look at that. So now what's happened is we don't have the 1-2 bet. We do have the 5-8 split, the 3-6 split, and we got a bet on 1 to 18 of $5. Now, what kind of arrangement is that? Who could come up with such a thing and be that stupid? Well, I've got a mirror in my house. Look at that. We won with the 11, and we even won the $5 bet on the 1 to 18. We'll take it, but we're not going to rebet it. We're glad to have that little loose $5. This was a moment of levity in the middle of a bloodletting, just getting crushed here, and had a little moment of levity with wins on stupid bets that we didn't intend to bet, accidental stupid bets. We got Angels numbers out there now, though, and we're at the $5. 1,740. That's not comfortable because you're still down over 200 and you have a lot of money exposed. It's nice to get the 85, the $5 win. Okay, it's good. You'd like to have 4 or 5 of them in a row. You got to have them in bunches at that kind of amount.
And that's why we got cards back down to 5, because we just couldn't sustain the 20.
Reset to the 5 because we just couldn't stand. If you lose another couple of $20 bets, you're already in it again. So we're trying to catch our breath and reestablish ourselves for one more charge. Can we find some money? Can we find some money here? Can we get back to 2,000 at least? We've already made $554 today. We're trying to make $756. Okay, but if you don't, let's don't lose anymore. Let's at least get back to the 2,000. And this is the way you should be thinking about things. You're strategically looking at your game, looking at your buy-in, looking at the money you have available, looking at the money that you want to put back into your bankroll once you get back home, and make a logical decision for yourself. $2,000 was all we exposed. That meant we were leaving here with $3,044 no matter what. We weren't reaching in our pocket. Things went to heck in a handbasket. We were going to stop it. Draw a line in the sand and say, that's it. 3,044 goes back home, and we will come to fight another day tomorrow. But for right now, if we can get back to the 2,000, then we can go home and add $554 to our bankroll, because we will have made $554 today. That's if we can get to 2,000. If you can get to 2,000. Angels numbers coming out. Heavily populated. Come on, King. What all are you doing? It always takes me a little while when I start transitioning to Angels numbers to figuring out where I'm going, because I've got to use the exact numbers. With, as I mentioned before, with Eric's, I don't have to use the exact numbers because I know the positionings. I know the angles as it slopes down and goes back up. I haven't quite learned anything with Angels past the Humpty Dumpty 1 and 2. But I can hit repeat bet, and I learned how to do that. $10 bets out there. $120.
This is the point we were wondering if I was going to lose 5 or 6 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, success has many fathers. If this thing starts losing, Angel ain't going to claim it no more.
I'll claim it.
You'll say,
Trash, too.
whose numbers are those after all? $170 win puts us quickly back at the $5 level. We want to fight this out for a little while. And if it hits a 0 and gives us 170, all the better. We don't care. We're just looking to survive right now. Need to string some wins so that we can survive, Gloria Gaynor. You guys don't even know that song or that singer. You can look it up, I Will Survive. There are some out there in the kingdom who are old enough to know that song. Once I was afraid, I was petrified. Yep. Well, we are right now too, Gloria. $5 bets. Here we go.
Yeah, we're pretty much playing scared this whole...
Playing scared. That's right.
We're just trying to...
We got the $554 profit. We don't want to give it up. We're happy with that. It's a nice chunk of change for one day. Anybody out there just lost their job, they'd like to have $554 today. They'd be more than happy to have that. That is a $180,000 a year job, $554 a day. Not too shabby. Just by exercising the intellectual property between your ears. That's pretty good. You don't think you're special? Think about that. How many people out there can go make $554 today without going to work? The kingdom can. And as time goes on, you're going to be even more potent. because you're going to learn every angle. You're learning some angles right here. This session right here is a learning.
That's a big learning session.
Yeah, you got $554 in your pocket. If you can get back to 2,000, you got $5,044 going home with you. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's not bad for a horrible day. We're at 1,700. It doesn't look so bad, but it actually is.
It's horrible.
You got $10 out there. 12 bets. You're already on the borderline. Good win. Good win. Lower those bets down to $5. Try to take a breath. Said this has been a long uphill struggle all day. Got way down. Looked into the abyss unblinking, kept fighting it, knowing what you'd made already. Not wanting to give them that $2,000 though. But if you did give it to them, you still leave with $3,044. You still want to do it, so you fight it as hard as you can and as smart as you can. That's what we're doing now. We're trying to be smart. Numbers haven't been coming up. You don't want to keep chasing it. Trying to cut the losses and move ahead. Playing that red wheel. There's a red wheel and a blue wheel. Playing the red wheel here because it's giving me more time. I like to play the slower wheel. Sometimes the red wheel gives you no time at all, but it's been giving me time today. Profit right now, $554 for the day. The $2,000 buy-in for the second session. $1,700 up there. We're trying to get, if we can just get back to 2,000.
The blue wheel today did that to me. It went from 27 to 7 seconds in 1 second.
Yeah, it's all by design to try to trap you. They do these things to you. Change the speed, cut down the time you got to make your bets. You're facing everything here. You got no friends in there. The only friends you got are right here in this kingdom. But guess what? That's Gideon's army in this kingdom. We can defeat the Midianites, I promise you. Gideon and the angel right here with you all the time. 5,044 was the buy-in. $554 already made. Trying to make 202 if we could. But more importantly, trying to recover our 2,000 if we can. We're going to go home, live well, and prosper, knowing we did profit $554 today. If we can do that. $2,000 was exposed. That's all we put out there that the casino could take. We got no intention of them taking that. Any profit in any session is good profit. Lessons to be learned. Discretion, the better part of valor. Look at that $700 win right there. We're going to take that. Oh my goodness. 2010. We made $10. So we made $564 today. You know what? We're going to live well and prosper. We're going to be very happy. $10 is okay in this session because we made $554 last time. It's a heck of a day, isn't it, Kingdom? Show me that ticket. And there's that ticket. Angel, go get our money. For the angel, the king bids you adieu.